So we're going to look at today the 90-90 hip stretch. So this is one that's really great for hip opening, glute tightness. Anybody who has any issues with their hips, if you can get into this position, this is a really good one to live in. And I'll show some progressions and regressions of it too. So we'll start with the base stretch, which is the 90-90. You're going to go one leg out in front, so sort of coming from a cross-legged position. You're going to bring one leg out in front, like so. This other leg comes like this. And then now I'm going to lean over to this side, so lean my weight through this arm and drop this leg back so it naturally sits like so. I'm now in this position where I'm leant into one side, but my legs are in this 90 degrees, hence the name 90-90. So you're going to lean, so let this leg slide, so it's now coming over here, let it slide, and then lift your body as straight as you can get it. Now you might feel some tightness here in the back of the hip, here in your side as you come up, and here in the groin. This is just evidence that there's tightness, and this should actually ease off as we get into the stretch. Now, I'm now in this position, and I want to lean forward. So I'm going to lean my weight over this leg, leaning over, and then I'm going to feel here either nothing at all, or I'm going to feel a stretch coming probably through the back of the hip. If this isn't happening yet, you're going to lean further. And then I'm going to take this arm, I'm going to twist it round so I can get my chest towards my leg. Now this is quite deep into the stretch. If you feel nothing still, it's likely that we're leant over this way. And so I want you to think about moving your weight over this foot. So as I lean, I want this foot to stay jammed into the floor. So you can even put your hand on this foot and lean round. And for me, that brings out a much bigger stretch. Deep breaths in this stretch are a big deal. So you want to make sure you're breathing deep, but breathe into the belly and relax. And hold this on each side for anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes at a time. This is also a great position to be able to sit in, say you're out and you want to have a picnic and you sat on the floor, or you're trying to do something with your kids. Get in this position. Get your body used to being in this position. So switching over to the other side now. I'm going to bring myself back into that cross-legged, bring my leg behind and drop it again. And again, it's the same process. I'm leant too far over. I lean inwards and down and turn. One side is likely tighter than the other. For me, it's my right side that's tighter. And so I'm finding it slightly more difficult. As I lean forwards, come back up after my deep breaths. Now, let's show some progressions of this. So to progress this, I'm going to make it active. I'm going to get the hips moving. And to do that, you might see a lot of people doing this in the gym sometimes. They might, do this sort of movement. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But to level it up, we can make sure to do it a little bit differently. Now, I'm in the 90-90 position and I'm sat as upright as I can get. I'm then going to turn, trying to keep this hip as close to the floor as possible, so this knee stays in contact with the floor. I'm going to keep my arms out in front and I'm going to turn this hip. So I'm creating separation between the two knees. Now here for me is where I have to stop, and some people will be able to get all the way to full, some people can't. So I have to bring this knee up now to bring myself into this neutral position. I'm going to spin just to show you what's going to happen on the other side. So I'm now trying to keep my shoulder blades back, everything's stacked and tall, and then I drop this leg as far as I can without bringing this knee down. That's as far as I can get. So I'm turning this knee into that 90-90 position, turning over, and I'm back to this position. And I do it again. Over, spin, and drop, like so. This is really good, it'll get the hips warm. I really like this as a warm-up to do something like squats or a run, and I really think this is a good one for getting the hips nice and warm. Now, a regression of that would be if you can't get into this 90-90 position, I might get a chair, and I might come from standing, and I might get this leg on the chair, like so, and I might just sit back and do the same thing on the chair. So I'm sitting so that my weight's in the chair, and then I'm turning into it. So less weight going through my leg, and more going through the chair. So all of those, great exercises, something that you can do at the front of all your workouts. You can do it daily, you could do it in the morning, in an evening, whenever you feel tight. It's a position that I really think people should master and live in.